A similar storm were to hit New Orleans and the Gulf Coast. Not a storm like Hurricane Katrina, but a slow-moving Category 1. Reporter Mike Pearlstein of our Down the Drain investigative team caught up with a local expert and got some sobering answers.
Hurricane Florence hit the Carolinas today with modest Category 1 winds, but flooding from rain continues to heighten the emergency. A similar scene unfolded last summer when Hurricane Harvey dumped several feet of rain on Houston. So what if New Orleans were in the path of a Florence or a Harvey?
So we would be fine as far as storm surge. The problem is it would be a massive rain event. And that rain event, of course, would overwhelm our pumping system here in New Orleans.
Dr. Robert Collins, a Dillard professor who just launched the university's urban water management program, said even a heavy rainstorm can flood New Orleans, as the city learned last summer. Even after the federal government spent more than $14 billion after Katrina to protect from storm surge, catastrophic rain presents a different problem.
Forget about the storm surge. You're talking about feet of water in people's homes.
One solution is retaining more rainfall rather than relying on aging pumps to get rid of it. Our Down the Drain series explored these green infrastructure projects as a model for the future.
The method of draining should be preceded by catching and storing.
Watching the damage from Florence, Dr. Collins says the future is now.
We have to take the steps now. This is a cautionary tale that it can be it doesn't have to be a Category 3 or 4 storm that's going to overwhelm your storm surge system.
Mike Pearlstein, Eyewitness News.
With so many